Thanks for the introduction, Jim. I'm excited to share the results of Gartner's Digital Execution Scorecard. We asked the same questions that many of you have, is which organizations are succeeding with their digital transformational aspirations? And more specifically, what are they doing differently? A couple of the key challenges, as we all have, is it's one thing to have a digital aspiration, and it's another thing to convert that into reality and gain the benefits from that. The problem, or one of the problems that we have is if you've got no frame of reference, how do you know if you're leading, if you're keeping pace with your competitors, or if you need to play catch up? And also, how do you know what works and what doesn't work? So we created the Digital Execution Scorecard to address these questions and help you and the industry achieve its objectives as quickly and efficiently as it can. How do you generate revenue and how do you generate digital revenue? And for those organizations that maybe in the public sector that's not about sales and revenue, how do you create value for your stakeholders? The second strategic priority is how do you deliver a great customer experience for those that consume what it is that you offer? How you orchestrate a great organization, achieve operational excellence so that you're being as effective as you can. And while you're doing that, how do you use the resources as efficiently as possible? And last but not least is how do you minimize the risk so that you're not taking on any more than you absolutely have to achieve the objectives and the aspirations of your organization? Enabling all of those things is your operating model and built on how you fund, the culture of your people, how you structure your organization, how you acquire the skills and talents, and how you orchestrate the ways that your organization actually does work, and have that complemented by the technology and other platforms that are the foundational layer of how your business works and how the technology and ecosystems and use of data, et cetera, enable your business model to be as effective as possible. So we looked at the top performing organizations, and fortunately, and not surprisingly, there is a major difference. And that comes in two primary places. One, they are doing things differently. They perform and behave in different ways. And the second thing is they invest in different things. If we focus on what do they do differently, top performers embrace more agile ways of working. They use ecosystems and leverage customer platforms to a greater degree. And they have a more of a digital culture and orchestrate digital skills throughout their business. If we focus on what makes them more agile and iterative in terms of how they work, well, it starts by they fund in a more of an agile way. We all know we like annual budgets. We like to be predictable. We like to make sure we know how much money we have to spend and how to stay within that. The agile way of working really doesn't line up very well. And so the organizations that have figured out a way to embrace that have enabled much more agile activity within their business. That has fueled the adoption of agile methods and technology practices that are more familiar to many of us. And that fuels the ability to have more agile releases of deliveries, more agile and more frequent delivery of value in more of an incremental and iterative way. And so the concept of product management and the creation of value to be consumed by your customers and your internal stakeholders as the primary objective is something that is focused on almost twice as much by the organizations that are outperforming the rest of the organizations. So that's key. And as part of that, the embracing of the concept of fusion teams as a way of living an agile culture is also a lot more present. Effectively, that is, you bring together the right people, the best people in the organization. They're only together as long as they're needed to create the product, to create the capability. Generally, they cut across all the business functions. And so it's much more used as an enabling concept in those organizations that are doing better at digital transformation. The other thing that they're doing is they're embracing the concept of ecosystems. So leveraging partners, leveraging vendors, not having to build everything internally from scratch. That also includes embracing the concept of leveraging modern UI, modern customer experiences, but also investing in the concept of APIs as a plug-in capability to allow your vendors and partners to engage with you. A great example of this is in the financial systems, financial services space. They make it easy for vendors and partners to bring their capabilities. They put a wrapper around it. They deliver it to their customers, and can compete faster with more capable solutions without actually having to build it themselves, but by partnering with the right companies. And the final thing that they do differently is their culture and their skill sets are much more digitally transformative and advanced. Specifically, the IT leaders and leaders of their organization demonstrate and model what it is to be a digital organization. That sets a great example for the broader workforce, and they invest in modern digital skills. And that creates a really powerful force for their workforce and allows them to bring their culture and bring their strategy to life. The dependency that puts on is your talent management framework and your ability to know which roles you need to fill, what skills you need to fill them with so that you're attracting the right people into your organization. So if that's what they're doing, what are they investing in differently? Well, they're investing in their culture. They're investing in their leadership skills, and they're investing in the skills of the entire workforce to understand and embrace what it is to be a digital organization. And so if I dig into that a little bit further, ultimately what they're doing is they're investing in their people. The technology is something that we all have access to. We can invest in cloud services. We can invest in infrastructure. We can invest in the new devices. But the organizations that are really succeeding are investing in the things that you can't buy off the shelf. And so what the top performing organizations are doing is they are investing in their digital culture. They are investing in how they work and create an atmosphere of continuous improvement, continuous and iterative delivery of value. Their leaders are modeling the behavior of what it is to be a digital organization and reinforcing those behaviors and investing and rewarding the behaviors that allow them to be a leader in their digital transformation aspirations. That is then creating the culture and the focus and appreciation for the modern skill sets that they need to have retain and develop, which then, as I said, it's really hard to find talent these days. So in many cases, you have to build it. And if you can build it and retain it, by default, you've got an advantage or you'll be leading the pack. And a couple of key concepts that really thrive in this environment is the notion of design thinking and the adoption of the concept of really understanding the user journey or the customer journey. The better you understand them, the better you understand their needs, the better you'll be able to rally and focus your resources and your thought leadership on satisfying their needs better than other options that they might have. So that's one key thing. And I've touched on also the concept of managing products instead of managing projects. The leading organizations know that it's about the consumption of value, the creation of value to be consumed. That's the ultimate definition of success. And so that's the whole concept behind product management, to have somebody own the accountability for making sure that value is being created to be ultimately consumed as the definition of success. So in a kind of a nutshell, those are the things the digital transformation leaders are doing different things. they are investing in different things, and primarily it comes back to how they are orchestrating their business to embrace those things that truly make them a digital leader. Now, final thought is that this isn't a kind of big bang. It's not a one size fits all journey. There, you can make some incremental improvements in terms of improving your business that will have new and additive value by embracing digital transformation and the promise of it, by improving the things that you do currently. You could also use it to create kind of new and product extensions, or you could take it to an extreme and create whole new industries or whole new product groups that didn't exist before, if you have the unique ability to convert the resources that you have into something that industry have never seen before. You have the ability to pick how aggressive you want to be with your digital transformation journey and aspirations. You can be iterative and improve the things that could naturally be improved by being more iterative, being more agile, adding value in an incremental way, improving the skill sets and the culture of your organization. You could be more ambitious to create a new product, create a whole new digital channel that's an extension of your business model. If you want to be really aspirational, you could actually create a whole new product and satisfy a need that none of your competitors are actually thinking about yet. What we found in today's environment, the first mover advantage is a huge advantage because you can kind of stake out your ground first and let others play catch up. So what does that mean for you? What is your action plan? What do you do with this information? I'd say the first thing is take stock of just how digitally ready your organization is. And in the spirit of the digital execution scorecard, if you have access to it, and if you're a Gartner client, I'd encourage you to take it. If you don't have that access to that specific resource, do your own assessment of just how digitally ready you are within your organization across those dimensions that I've called out, which are differentiating factors and the things that will lead to your success. And then put an action plan together where you know you're not as far along as what you need to be. Start to put your own plan together, make steps and make improvement in those areas. And I think you'll find that progress and improvement will come as a result of focusing on those things. So I hope you find this useful. I hope it helped to clarify really what it is that the leaders in the digital transformation space are doing, what they're doing differently, what they're investing in differently, so that you're not left to figure it out on your own, but you can learn from the best and hopefully accelerate your journey along that path.